Hello everyone. Children, we stopped last time in the animal tissue. We studied the classification of an animal tissue, how it is classified into simple and complex tissue, right? When I have to talk about simplex, simple tissue, then we went through the entire contents of the simple tissue, meaning what it is divided into. That is a epithelial tissue. We studied all the 6 types of epithelial tissue in detail in the last video lecture. Now in this video lecture, we are going to study about the complex tissue, wherein it is divided into the first one, which is known as connective tissue, second muscular, and the third one, which is known as neural tissue or nervous tissue, right? So here we go with the first one, that is the connective tissue. Now connective tissue is categorized into how many types? 7 types. Which are these? One is bone, second is blood, third is ligament, tendon, cartilage, areolar, adipose. All the 7 types we need to study about the connective tissue, right? So here goes the first one, that is the bone. The bone acts as a framework of the body, okay? Next, it is rigid and it is very tough, right? Rigid, very tough and very hard, and it is not flexible as well. And it supports the organs of the body as well. Okay, now the bone is composed of what? Meaning the cells of the bones are embedded in a matrix, and that matrix is made up of what? It is composed of calcium and phosphorus. Okay, so this is about the bone that we need to study about. The second one is what? About the blood. Now the blood is the fluid connective tissue. Now when I say fluid connective tissue, fluid means what? The liquid, right? Fluid means what? The liquid. Now it is one of the fluid connective tissue. Now the blood has plasma. It has a fluid which is known as plasma. Now this plasma has what in them? It is suspended with RBC, WBC and platelets. Okay. Now when I say RBCs, that is red blood cells or red blood corpuscles, WBCs, white blood cells or white blood corpuscles, platelets, okay, which is also known as thrombocytes. Now when I have to talk about RBC, now RBC we already know that what? It has an iron containing pigment which is known as hemoglobin. Now when I talk about WBC, it acts as what? Immunocyte and phagocyte. In short, it fights against the infections or diseases that you can say. Now when I have to talk about the platelets, it is the main clotting factor in your blood. If you get an injury, if you get a cut in your hand as well, after some time your blood stops, meaning you stop bleeding there and there. So what happens? That time the platelets come into a clotting factor. Okay, so it acts as a clotting factor, right? Next we have to talk about is what is the function of the blood. Now blood does what? The main function is transportation, right? Circulation. Now what does it transport? It can transport hormones. Hormones are what? The chemical messengers, the proteins basically, right? Hormones. Then it can transport digested food. Yes, it can transport gases, etc. This is the function of the blood. Okay, so we are done with the 2 connective tissue. One is bone and one is blood. Now the third one is what? It is a ligament. Ligament is the one that connects bone to bone. Okay, now it connects bones and is very elastic with considerable strength. It serves to hold the structure together and keep them stable. Now here example what can I give you is the ligament which connects the shin bone to the thigh bone, which provides strength to the knee. The next 4th one is what? The tendon. Now when I say about the tendon, it connects the muscle to the bone, right? It connects the muscle to the bone. It has limited flexibility. It is not that flexible as that of a ligament is, right? Ligament has considerable strength, whereas a tendon has a limited flexibility. And what does it do? What the function? It serves to move the bones. For example, what you can say? Muscles of calf attached to the heel bone. Okay. The next one is what? The cartilage. The cartilage, the cells of this are widely spaced. Okay. And what does it do? It smoothens the bone surface at joints. And it is present in the nose, ears, trachea. Now when I say in the nose, ears and trachea, we don't have bones here, right? So we have a soft thing which is there. That soft thing is known as what? The cartilage. That soft tissue is the cartilage, the connective tissue. That is the reason it is present in the soft area of a nose, in the ears, in the trachea. Okay. Next is the areolar. Areolar, it is found between skin and muscle around blood vessels and even the nerves, and it supports the internal organs and helps in repair of the tissue. Now when I talk about the last one, that is adipose, it is found beneath the skin around the kidney. Adipose is found beneath the skin around the kidney, and the cells of these tissues are filled with completely fat globules. Now when I have to talk about globules, these are nothing but these are the big molecules that you can say, fat globules. Now breaking down into a smaller, from larger to smaller fat globules means what? You're breaking down that big clumps or big lumps of that particular molecule. Now we have to study about the next type of complex tissue, that is the muscular tissue. The muscular tissue consists of elongated cells called muscle fibers, and this muscle contains a special protein which is known as contractile protein. That contractile protein does what? Contractile proteins helps in the contraction and relaxation of the muscles. Okay, it helps in the contraction and the relaxation of the movement of the muscle. And there are two types of muscular tissue. I initially told you about this. That is the voluntary as well as the involuntary muscles. Okay, that is muscle tissue, muscular tissue. Now when I have to talk about the voluntary, it is mostly attached with the bones and it helps in body movement, so called as skeletal muscle. And they are also called as striated muscle, that you can say, which is, now why do we say it as striated muscles? Striated muscles means the muscles which have light and dark bands. These are known as striated muscles. Okay. Cells of this tissue are long, cylindrical and unbranched. Now when I have to talk about the second one, which is involuntary, movement of food is alimentary canal, cannot be controlled simply. Yes or no? Now movement of the food you cannot control, so that, and which cannot be controlled, the movement which cannot be controlled, that is termed as what? Involuntary movement. So it is found in the bronchi of lungs, in the ureter. Okay, now when I talk about the bronchi of lungs, now lungs has several other inside, it has a structures. It has alveoli, it has bronchi, it has bronchioles. So these are associated, the branch like structures is the bronchi. Okay, and the balloon like structure which is present in the lungs is known as the alveoli. So this is present in the branches of of the lungs, that is the bronchi. They are also called as unstriated muscles. So they don't have striations, meaning they don't have the light and the dark bands here. Okay. One more type of involuntary is found in the valves of the heart, which is called as cardiac muscle. Now cardiac muscle, you cannot control the activity which is going on in the heart. It is an involuntary movement which is there, which means what? Which cannot be controlled, right? The next that we have to study, the last one, is the neural tissue, or we can say as the nervous tissue. Now basically neural tissue or the nervous tissue. Now basically when I talk about a nervous tissue, what is the function of a nervous tissue? It sends the electrical impulses from one neuron to the another neuron. Now neurons are what? The cells associated with the nervous system. Okay, the cells associated with the nervous system is known as a neuron, and these are the one which sends the electrical impulses in the form of signals from one neuron to the another. Okay, and that is how we get senses, whether, say for example, if there is a hot object kept there, we know it's a hot object, we are not supposed to touch it. It's because the brain and the spinal cord is giving the messages which is connected with the nervous tissue, which is connected with the neurons present in the nervous system, right? So let's go into the detail about the nervous tissue. The cells possess the ability to respond to stimuli. It transmits stimulus from one place to another. Now when I have to give an example of response to stimuli, what do you mean by that? For example, if you take a mimosa plant, okay, touch me not plant, when you touch it, then only it will shrink it. So what is that? That is the response, and we are the stimulus, meaning we are the external force which is acting to that stimulus. So that is known as what? Response to stimuli. Okay. It transmits stimulus from one place to another. The brain, spinal cord are composed of nervous tissue. Now the cells of this tissue is called what? The nerve cells, or the neurons, you can say, right? The neuron consists of dendrites, the cell body, the axon and the nerve index. This is the structure of a neuron, which has dendrites, cell body, axon and nerve endings. Okay, from the dendrites take up the electrical impulses. From the dendrites it goes to the cell body. From cell body it goes to the axon and then to the nerve ending. When it reaches the nerve ending, it is formed in the signals are converted into chemical reaction, and it goes where to the another neuron. Okay, like a neurotransmitter is there, meaning it goes in the small gap of a neuron, which is known as a synapse. Okay, meaning the synapse is what which is the gap between the two neurons is known as a synapse. Okay. So the as I told you, dendrites are short branch structures, cell body, which has a nucleus and cytoplasm in it. Okay. Then comes the axon, and then the last part of the neuron, which is known as the nerve ending. So all the information is collected by the dendrites. Now this information is sent to where? To the cell body, which is also called as cyton. Okay. Then the electrical impulses is travel to the axon. From the axon it goes to the nerve ending. Now these electrical impulses are converted into chemicals, as I told you, which is sent to the gap between the two neurons, which is known as synapse. Okay, so this is about the neuron that we have to study. Children, we covered with the concept of the complex tissue, which is the muscular tissue, the connective tissue, the muscular tissue and the neural tissue. We studied about the types as well, and this is the topic for tissues. Kindly go through it properly, kindly study thoroughly, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.